Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Jambark. It's day 7, and I'm Apostle Joy. I'm so happy you're here. And whether you're joining us live or on the replay, welcome. This kind of stuff, like the marketing, the visibility, this is like the juiciest part of publishing, really. And it's often the most neglected. I have this analogy like that, that when you're trying to think of ideas and stuff like that, that's kind of like dating and you're trying on new ideas, and then you when you decide on one and you do that outline, that's like your engagement. And then the wedding day is the launch. You've done it. You're gathered. Everyone who's so happy and who wants to see you successful, they're all there with you to launch that baby. And then the thing that a lot of people don't think about when they're getting married even is marriage. The fact that the most of your union is around marriage. Most of the time of your book is around that visibility piece. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So before I begin, we want to start with a land acknowledgement. I acknowledge the land that I'm joining you from today, and we honor the Indigenous people who have cared for this land since time immemorial. And because we're gathering online from many places, I invite you. I'd like you to take a quiet moment to acknowledge the land you're on. I'm in Hamilton area, and I've lived in several areas of Canada and around the GTA. And what brought me to this area and why I love it is not only the landscape around it, but also the community I've found here. Like my office is in the cotton factory, and from there I've built community, which includes some of the clients I've got who are here. So I acknowledge that how much I love the land I'm on and those who took care of it and continue to. As I think right now of communities past and present. So in case you're new here today or you're watching this on the replays later, Janbark is a 10-day virtual writing summit for writers of all backgrounds. Whether this is your first book or you're just starting to get the ideas for one, or whether it's your 57th book, this is for you. Also, all genres will find something important from this, whether you're writing memoir, self help, you're writing a science fiction, thriller, erotic fantasy, children's books. I shouldn't put those together, should I really? But anyway, whatever type of book you're writing, you will find something useful to hear that will help you gain the momentum you need to make sure your book is published and does well in 2026. But what makes this event especially meaningful is that many of the voices you're hearing throughout Jambark are writers whose books were developed within our community, and also the people I work with as well, the vendors and people I love to collaborate with, uh, and so many of them were uncertain, like you might be at one time. They weren't sure how to start, and yet they have. And you will see where they are and their books. You can check out their books, in fact, in the Jambark book booth. You go in there, you'll see the covers and the names and the authors of the speakers that you've heard from. Click on the book, and it'll take you to Amazon where you can make your purchase if you'd like to continue hearing from that speaker. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Jeanette Sherman of Chapters in Chalk and Carol Humphreys of Shop Direct 10X. Both are community members. Jeanette's series of books celebrates childhood milestones such as losing a tooth, brushing your teeth, going to school for the first day, and it's all in vibrant colors and beautiful rhymes. She's has a booth here, and so you can get her book there or hear more about her through the links in that book, as well as, of course, in the Jambark book booth. Our second sponsor, Carol, who's a representative of a new shopping experience called Shop Direct 10X. This platform champions Canadian products and includes a space for Canadian authors. It's a platform you control. Sign up is free, yet the platform still gives you money back when you use it, and even more when you invite others to do the same. So today we're focusing on today we're focusing on visibility. And so I'm going to start do a short talk on this just to kind of prime you, and then I'm going to invite our speakers, who today are I'll describe in the next second. So let's, so hope you're all ready and warmed up, because we're going to get started now. Let me get my slides up. So yes, visibility. This is the day where we stop keeping our books secret and private. It can be a scary time for many, because it's like when you're going live and you'll think up until this time you're working on it behind the scenes and no one really knows much about it. But when you step out in that spotlight, that's when sometimes people have doubts. In fact, I had a call this week from someone who said, "Oh, are we sure? I put this in my bio." And she was a bit afraid of standing by it. It's like, no, but it's true. Go out in the world, share your story, and know and own it all. But visibility can be that scary time in producing your book, because it's the first time when the book kind of when you're really standing, showing up and standing behind your words. A powerful book doesn't succeed only because it's well written, and you've done all that work. It is well written. It's beautifully designed. But this is the time when you have to really step into the world. It succeeds because the right readers discover it, trust it, and share it. And again, it's that ego steps in at this point too, because it feels like being visible is like being vain. It might feel like you're begging or like you're shouting into a void. But visibility isn't vanity, because it's how your impact, the stuff that you've written, all that great work that is good in that book, it's how it travels. If your book can help somebody, encourage someone, teach someone, heal someone, entertain someone, scare somebody, then making it visible is an act of service, isn't it? You're not staying by this book. You're inviting them to share in the experience. And so if people can't find your book, they can't be changed or transformed by it. Visibility works best when all of these things have been taken care of. And this is the stuff we've spoken about in day 1 to 6 of this summer. Visibility works book best when the foundations are strong. Your book is clear, your cover matches what the reader expects, the interior. Actually, often we can start visibility before the interior is ready. Often people start when they've got a cover and when they've got a draft, even if the interior isn't complete, and you're still working on finalizing it. You can still start working on your author platform and your on visibility before that. But you know that you're working then towards getting that distribution. You've got a plan, at least. You don't have to have all of that, but but you're going to make sure that the plans, at least for all of this, are very steady. You have your distribution plan, and because you'll have worked on your purpose, you'll know the promise you're making for your reader, what they're going to get. Are they going to be healed? Are they going to be entertained? Are they going to be are they going to be whatever way your book promises to support them? That you make that clear. So because market, and these are all the things we've been building across the summit. And the one truest thing is about marketing is that it can't fix confusion, but it sure will amplify your clarity on all these. So how does it work? This is a kind of visibility ladder. And so how readers move from who is that to I'm going to buy that. They start to see you. Whether it's social media, typically, they start to see you. And then it's like it's a system. It's not like it's not built but through one post. So you put one post up or one announcement, that's not enough. And not long ago when I used to work for people, they felt like having the book was enough, and that they'd say, "Hey, I've got a book." They'd launch it, and then figure if they didn't sell out on that first day, oh, that was fail. That was a failure. And they go on to the next thing because they're too afraid to keep up to work this system. So it isn't a post, it is a system. First they see you, then they trust you, then they get proof. We'll talk about more proof in a minute. Then they have a simple pathway to buy or join, a link, an offer, a next step. And it's that consistency that allows them to keep doing this, and that's why authors who keep going win, not because they're louder, although it might feel like that, when you're at that scared sense, it might feel, oh, I can't be as loud as that person. But really, it's around the consistency. So, what kind of proof are we talking about? It's proof that someone wants your book. Because, even when someone does want your book, at first they're going to hesitate because that's human. There's there's a lot of books out there, and there's, everyone's got a limited amount of finance, a limited amount of space on their bookshelf, although you can always buy another bookshelf. That's my view. But anyway, there's always that thing that makes people think, am I going to do it? So your proof allows them move from hesitation to action. That's why reviews are important, and you want to make them, and so you want to spend some time getting those reviews. That's why events matter. And that's why awards and contests can really matter as well. And it's not really because you need validation, although, hey, it doesn't hurt, does it? But readers need reassurance. They want to know, is this worth my time? Is this for me? Can I trust this? It helps. And certainly, as the speakers of Jambark know, getting speaking gigs like this, that really helps as well. So, have I got some great people for you today? I'm so excited because after we take a little break, we're going to bring up Orzala, who I've known for many years now. In fact, we used to be in a BNI group called Momentum, and this and Jambark is all about that, the momentum of doing all the actions we've talked about, starting with impact, getting those foundations strong, creating that writing habit, whether it's for fiction or nonfiction, making sure then that you get it well designed so that people know what they're getting from the cover and from the back cover. And when they open it, it helps lead them through. And then visibility, this part of what we're talking about today. And she is a master, or Zala is a master of social media and also of networking. She runs this incredible group in Durham. That's the area I used to be from. And then you'll meet Lee Fowler, who runs a similarly incredible networking group. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. But Orzala will tell you about how to get about social media, particularly Instagram, and other ways of getting notice on your work and your brand. And then we'll hear from Judy Lee. Judy has worked for an impressible, I made up that word, but I think I'm going to apply to get it in the Oxford Dictionary. But impressionable, a number of high profile companies, including the CBC. And I know she's worked for arts councils and done incredible things, and lots of charity galas. She's done incredible events. And now she is doing events for authors and has done several for her own book, the Tea Party Cookbook. She filled out several rooms doing that, and she's going to tell you how you can do the same. And then you'll hear from Lee Fowler, she is the it's Fempreneur, is it? Anyway, she's going to tell you, but she's a leader of a group with 3,200 members in the Facebook community. You'll want to join that. And certainly she's going to talk about amplifying your voice. And also she'll mention a collaboration that it's a compilation. Anyway, I'm not going to stutter through it. When Lee's on, she'll tell you all about it. So fantastic array of speakers. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have a 5-minute interlude where the software will I'll end this session, and then it'll invite you to go to the lounge Actually, what it'll do is you'll see that you're in the reception area. Select the lounge, and you'll see what looks like tables. Then the experience becomes more intimate, and you can tell me a bit about what parts of amplification you're interested in hearing about, as well as where you are in your book writing journey. See you at the tables, and we'll start with Orzala in about 5 minutes. Thank you.